Master Async and Await and Dependency Injection in SwiftUI with the builder pattern for cleaner, more efficient iOS apps. As you can see on the screen, we are able to fetch different types of payloads such as users, products, and orders. Using the builder pattern will simplify the API requests by breaking setup into smaller and reusable functions. This is the application that we will be creating in this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe for more Swift and SwiftUI tutorials. In this tutorial, we will create the builder class. The builder class is responsible for fetching data of different types, such as users, products, and orders. So the first thing we will do is to create a new Swift file. Name the file builder. And then type the following: class builder we also need to have a enum, data type. The enum includes the following cases: case for users, case for products, case for orders. The purpose of the enum is to define the different types of data that can be fetched. As I said earlier, users, products, and orders. Next thing we need to create is a function called fetchData t codable of type data type async throws return t. So the function that we just created, it's an asynchronous function that throws an error and also returns an array, which is an array of generics. So this way we're able to return the correct payloads for users, products, and orders. We also need to define another class, which is called the Data Request Builder class. And the purpose of that class, it is responsible for building the URL requests for different data types. So let's create that now. For the new class, Data Request Builder. Class Data Request Builder. Don't forget to subscribe for more Swift and SwiftUI tutorials. Type the following: private var data type builder dot data type. So what we do there, we declare a private variable that's called data type that holds the type of data to be fetched. Private var base URL string, which is the URL for the endpoint. We also need to create our initializer, and for the base URL string, we need to append our endpoint, https iOS insights.co.uk my JSON files. The next thing we need to do is to create a build method. And the purpose of this build method is to return the request that's based on the data type. Make the language translator functional. The first thing we need to do is register for an API key. In this lesson, we will create the downloading translation view. So within the application, when the user enters the text that they want to be translated, for example, if I enter hello, and I want that to be translated from English to Spanish, when I click on translate, you'll see a view above here, which will display the word downloading. Learn to build a language translator apps with SwiftUI Master UI Design, API integration, and hands-on projects. Enroll now and start building. We next have to create a switch statement that will handle the different types of data. Switch data type URL string base URL users.json. For the products payload, the URL string will be just copy what we just done previously and change it from users to products, and then for orders will be orders.json. I forgot to create the variable URL string, so we need to create that anywhere after lines 23. Var URL string, which is string. Variable URL string was written to but never used, never read. Let's see if I spelled it correctly. Yeah, it is correct, it's because we're not using it down below. Okay, let's do that next. So the next thing we need to do is to ensure that the URL is valid. It's an actual URL. Just use some safe unwrapping using the guard statement. If it's not a valid URL, we display this message on the UI, invalid URL. Because everything is valid, we next perform the next process that we're doing now. URL request. URL. And that creates a request using the generated URL and sets the method to get, which we'll do now. HTTP method, which is a get request. And then we just return the request back to the calling function. So the actual request will be returned to the builder class, which is the fetch data function. So now we just go back to the fetch data function within the builder class and then type the following. Let builder equals data request builder, data type. And what that does, it creates an instance of the data request builder to build the request. So depending on what we're passing in here, if we're passing in orders, it will create the request for orders. If it was users, it will create the request for users. Else, it will create the request for products. In the next tutorial, we will complete our builder class. Don't forget to subscribe for more Swift and SwiftUI tutorials.